Hi, it's Laurel here, and welcome to day 3. The first 2 days were about you, the drift, the tolerance trap, understanding how you're wired before you recalibrate. Today we zoom out because the world you're recalibrating in is changing faster than at any point in your lifetime.
Today we're going to look at the opportunities and the risks of AI, how the world of work is changing, what remains uniquely human because some things will not change, how technology can support rather than overwhelm us, and why clarity, which you've heard me talk about all week, matters more than ever in an AI-driven world. Fair warning, parts of today might unsettle you a little. That's deliberate. Stay with me because we end somewhere hopeful and practical. This may be one of the most pivotal points in history. The top AI companies in the world are quietly or loudly, depending on your view, deciding what the future looks like for all of us, right now. That's amazing, and it's terrifying, both at once, and I hold both of those. I use this technology every day. I've built my whole business with it. And I also think we need to be wide awake about who's steering. Because here's my core belief for today: the next decade won't just be about AI tools, it will be about human direction. AI will make us faster. That part's already done, it's not in question. The real advantage will belong to people who know what actually matters, what deserves their energy, the kind of life they want to build. Speed is being solved, direction is not. I want to tell you about the first time I visited Silicon Valley. I expected inspiration, the place where the future gets built. I thought I'd feel energized. Instead, I felt something more complicated. Billion-dollar companies stood next to venture firms managing vast pools of money. Extraordinary wealth, extraordinary capability, all within a few blocks. And a few streets away, people were living on the street. The contrast was impossible to ignore, and it raised a question that stayed with me long after I left. If this is where the future is designed, is this what the future looks like? Who gets to design the future? Because here's the thing, the future is not something that happens to us. It is designed by people, in rooms, making choices. And the people designing it right now hold extraordinary power. The question is whether the rest of us stay awake enough to have a say. We'll come back to that at the end of today because you do have a say, and I'll show you where. Now, when I talk about AI, the fear I hear most often is, will AI take my job? It's a real question. The world of work is genuinely changing, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But I think most people are worried about the wrong thing. The deeper risk is quieter. It doesn't arrive as a redundancy letter. It arrives one convenient shortcut at a time. For most of modern history, each generation got cognitively stronger than the one before. IQ scores rose, literacy improved, problem solving sharpened, generation after generation. It's called the Flynn effect. Now something has changed: attention spans, memory, deep reading, sustained focus, critical thinking, measurably slipping. And this isn't just Gen Z, where most of the research started. It's adults too. Brain fog, fragmented attention, struggling to read anything long. And here's the honest part: we can't fully blame AI. This started long before. The internet, then smartphones, then feeds, then notifications, then infinite scroll. The brain adapted to constant stimulation and instant answers. AI is just the newest layer on a brain already trained to skim. But AI adds something new, because AI isn't a calculator or a search engine. It's a thinking machine. It can summarize, analyze, argue, decide. And so it invites something I call cognitive surrender, the slow outsourcing of thinking itself. Use it or lose it. Muscles weaken without movement. Memory weakens without recall. Thinking weakens without practice. That's not a metaphor. That's how the brain works. I'll tell you what I do about this personally. I have a standing instruction in my own AI: question me at all times, do not agree with everything I say. And it does, it pushes back on me constantly. That one prompt changed my relationship with the tool. It went from something that flatters me to something that sharpens me. So the danger is not AI itself. The danger is unconscious dependence. When we stop questioning, trust outpaces discernment. The algorithm knows best, the summary is enough. The quick answer replaces understanding. The danger is unconscious dependence and what we decide to do now. The greatest risk isn't just that machines become more intelligent, it's that humans stop thinking for themselves. Which brings us to the most useful question in this whole session. Not will AI take my job, but this: if machines get better at what we do, what should we get better at instead? Here's what can't be automated: connection, creativity, curiosity, compassion, meaning, joy, Notice what those are. They are not features of a productivity system. They are features of a life. And they're exactly the things we've drifted away from while we were busy optimizing everything else. Here's what can't be automated: connection, creativity, curiosity, compassion, meaning, joy. Notice what those are. They are not features of a productivity system. They are features of a life, and they're exactly the things we've drifted away from while we were busy optimizing everything else. Advance to slide 15. The new era rewards different skills. The industrial age rewarded endurance, obedience, and output. Show up, comply, produce. That's the operating system most of us were raised inside, and it's the one running most workplaces still. The new era rewards something else: adaptability, self-awareness, intuition, instead of outsourcing everything to authority, intentionality, emotional intelligence, nervous system regulation. We talked about this earlier in the week. Your body stores what your mind ignores. Creativity in how we live and work, and aligned decision making. Look at that list. Not one of those is a technical skill. Every one of them is a human skill. That's not an accident. And underneath all of them sits one thing. In a world of constant distraction, attention becomes a superpower. In a world of instant answers, critical thinking becomes rare. The people who flourish in the next decade won't simply be the people with the best technology. They'll be the people who can still focus, still question, still think for themselves. So here's where it all lands. AI solves productivity. Genuinely, it does. It will make you faster at almost everything. But productivity won't be the hardest problem anymore. Clarity will be. AI can't fix the clarity problem. It can't tell you what matters to you, what deserves your energy, what kind of life you're actually trying to build. Faster is useless if you're heading in the wrong direction. That part stays uniquely, stubbornly human. You have to decide. And I want to be really clear about something, because in a minute I'm going to show you what I've built, and I don't want you to hear it the wrong way. No more gurus. The new era requires self-leadership. Nobody is coming with your answers. Not the AI companies, not the productivity influencers, and not me. I don't have your answers. What I have is a system that helps you find your own. That distinction is the whole point of everything I'm about to show you. Because the old systems are breaking. The institutions we were told to trust with our direction, the career ladder, the retirement plan, the job for life, people don't trust them the way they did. And honestly, the systems haven't earned it back. The industrial era model taught us how to survive. It never taught us how to live. We need a new operating system for being human. So I built one. A couple of years ago, I was having my own "what am I doing with my life" moment. Maybe you recognize it. And I hold one belief that's underneath everything I do. If technology is going to shape the future, it should be designed with human well-being at its center. That belief is why I created Balance OS, not a productivity tool to make you faster, a life operating system to help you live more intentionally. This is it. Live on purpose, not on autopilot. Balance OS holds your whole life across the 4 pillars you've been working with all week. Mind clarity, focus, emotional awareness, the stories you tell yourself, body energy, sleep, movement, nervous system regulation, relationships, connection, boundaries, belonging. We are living through one of the loneliest eras there has ever been, so this pillar is not optional. And purpose, direction, meaning, the life you're actually building. Inside, it walks you through the whole journey. You land where you actually are. With the reset, some of you have already done that this week. Daily challenges, small habits that compound. Do set your vision, turn it into goals, track real momentum. Your flow score tells you where you are right now. Your archetype tells you how you're wired. And tomorrow, when we get into patterns, you'll see why having a system that catches your repeats matters so much. People sometimes ask me how this is different from just using ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. Simple. People use ChatGPT to think faster. They use Balance OS to live better. ChatGPT is a powerful general-purpose tool. I use it. Balance OS is a purpose-built system for clarity, habits, and human well-being. It has chat built in, but the chat knows where you are, your pillars, your score, your goals. It's a different lens entirely. So this is how I work with people in businesses now. AI balance, one-to-one, groups, and with teams. And this is the architecture of all of it, worth 30 seconds because it's the answer to everything we covered in the first half. AI is a tool, speed, patterns, automation, scale. Balance is the framework, clarity, awareness, balance, meaning, and you remain the decision maker. Your decisions, your life, your relationships, your identity. Notice the numbering on this slide. The human layer is number 1, the life layer is 2, the technology layer is last. Technology comes third, or it doesn't come at all. The human stays at the center, always. This is Balance OS itself, the operating system built on Lovable. My one-to-one coaching, Balance Plus AI, for high-performing people who look fine on the outside but are quietly heading toward burnout. You've heard me say it all week, fine is dangerous. Dear Laurel, my publishing hub on Substack. One session like this one becomes a podcast, articles, clips, artwork, one piece of content distributed everywhere. My personal website, built by describing what I wanted and showing it an example. The Balance blog, my whole thinking library, which also trains my AI to write in my voice. And my Laurel bots, GPTs, anyone can try. Here's why I'm showing you this. At my last startup, this took a whole team, designers, engineers, product owners, customer success, sales, marketing. Now I do it all myself with my AI tools. And I want to be honest with you, I have no tech skills whatsoever. My background is marketing. It's really easy to do. It just takes a bit of time and a clear idea of what you're building and why, which is the clarity problem again. The tools were never the barrier. So hear this, what I built, you can build. You're not stuck. There are options. If things feel uncertain at work right now, this is what optionality looks like. It all runs as one personalized ecosystem. The app, the site, the emails, the podcast, the writing, woven together, built with Lovable, Claude, Substack, HeyGen, and Canva. Let's pause here. 3 questions. If you're on the replay, pause the video. If you're live, grab your notebook. I'm going to give you a full minute. 1. What parts of your life feel unnecessarily complicated? 2. What could technology, or more specifically AI, help simplify? 3. What skills and qualities will matter most in the future for you? Keep what you wrote for question 3 especially. That list is your development plan for the next decade, and I'd bet almost nothing on it is technical. I don't class what I built with AI as technical. Now, before we close, I want to zoom back out to where we started, because this isn't just about your life. It's about who gets to design the future. The Centre for Humane Technology has published a roadmap, 7 principles for AI that serves human flourishing. I'm not going to read all 7, they'll be in your recording email. But the spirit of them is this: AI should be built safely and transparently. The burden of proof belongs to the builder, not the public. AI companies owe a duty of care, the same way pharma can't skip safety trials and car makers can't ignore recalls. Design should centre on human well-being. When AI is built to seem human, to capture attention or manufacture connection, that's manipulation, not innovation. It shouldn't automate away meaningful work and dignity, not at the expense of our rights and freedom. Your data and your attention are not raw materials to be harvested. Internationally agreed limits, and power balanced across society, because the people most affected by AI have had almost no voice in how it's built. This is a roadmap we can all demand. And you have a voice. Join the movement, control.ai and pause.ai. Write to your MP and demand AI for human flourishing. Watch the AI documentary trailer, then get involved. I've done all 3. I'm not asking you to do anything I haven't done myself. All of these links will be in the email with today's recording. You don't need to write anything down now. Because one voice is a statement. Millions of voices are a mandate. So let's land today. The future is being designed right now, and you get a say in 2 places. Out there with your voice, and in here with your attention, your clarity, your decisions. AI will make everyone faster. It will make no one clearer. Clarity is the work. It's always been the work. The technology just raised the stakes. And I'll say it again because it matters. I'm not building this because I have all the answers. I definitely don't. I'm building it because getting into a daily rhythm of reflection, pausing, and doing things that actually support you with technology in service of you is the most practical act of self-leadership available to any of us right now. Clarity, progress, flow. That's the whole thing. So ready to stop drifting? If today landed for you, the next step is a conversation, not a pitch. 15 minutes, free just to look at where you are and whether we're a fit to work together. That's the coaching I showed you earlier, 1-to-1 with me, plus your own AI operating system holding you every day in between. Coaching that doesn't stop when the call ends. Book a call. That's the one thing to do off the back of today. Tomorrow, day 4, we go into patterns. why the same loops keep repeating in your life, no matter how well you understand them, and what actually interrupts them. It's honestly one of my favourite sessions of the whole week. Thank you for being here. See you tomorrow.